Before I share with you a little bit more about what we have going on here at the Newman Center, maybe it would be helpful if I tell you a little bit about myself and how I came to be here. So I was born and raised outside of Lewiston, Maine, and I was born to a fairly practicing Catholic family. My grandparents and my godparents practiced the faith, and although my parents didn't go to church every Sunday, I was baptized and brought up in the practice of the faith and given the opportunity to worship God every Sunday for the celebration of Mass. As I grew up over time, I began to feel really a call in my heart to serve God as a priest, and I felt that actually from about the age of 9 years old. And although life took me in different directions through middle school and high school, this was something that really was lingering in my mind and heart and something that I needed to act on. So after high school, the opportunity opened up for me to go to the seminary. And so I set off to the Catholic University of America in Washington, D.C., where I did my undergraduate studies in philosophy as well as my graduate studies in philosophy. I then stayed at Catholic University and did 3 years of theological studies and got my master's in theology, and then did a year of canon law studies, at which point I was ordained a priest, and that was in 2014. My first assignment as a priest, believe it or not, was in northern Maine. I was assigned to the parish of the Precious Blood and served 10 churches in central Aroostook County. After only 2 years there, the bishop asked me to come to Portland, where I served as the assistant priest at the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception and the other churches on the Portland Peninsula, as well as the Peaks Island and Long Island. After 3 years there, much to my surprise, the bishop appointed me to become the pastor of the parish of the Resurrection of the Lord and to be the Catholic chaplain here at the University of Maine, as well as to become the diocesan director of campus ministry. I was really surprised and humbled by the bishop's appointment, not because I didn't think of myself as up to the job, but I just kind of thought that this would be something that you'd want a more seasoned priest to do. But the bishop told me something when he assigned me here. He said, "You've got to trust in the providence of God, and it will be able to do amazing things if you let it." And really, that's the story of the Newman Center. The providence of God, God's good grace, is what drives everything that we do here. There are so many things that could get in the way. There are so many obstacles that could present themselves. And yet throughout the Newman Center's history, time and time again, God has always provided. When we needed a new building, God provided. When we needed funding, God provided. When we needed help with campus ministry personnel, God provided. We have to work and we have to pray, but God's grace is always here and always at work, and is, I think, really the real reason why we are so successful as a Newman Center at the University of Maine.